semidios del viento y el mar. Yo soy...
Héroe de los hombres.
¿Qué?
El título es Maui, cambia forma, semidios del viento y el mar, héroe de los hombres. Te he interrumpido. ¿Empieza? Héroe de los hombres. Venga. Yo no me embarco en una misión suicida con una niñita.
Esta es mi canoa y tú vas a cruzar esta...
Eso no me lo esperaba.
El océano es amigo mío.
Primero hay que cruzar todo un océano de mal. Cacamora.
¿Caca qué? Son bastante monos.
Well, the best, I think, is and certainly for a film like Vaiana, where we have a living ocean and the Pacific Ocean is so prevalent throughout the movie, things that we could do with textures and in terms of the outfits and the hair, we could do incredible things.
Yeah, this was the best hair we ever did, I think.
And the world itself, in terms of kind of the immersive effect of feeling like that you're really in the places in the Pacific Islands which we visited. Also, you can move the camera very freely. The lighting, there's some pretty amazing things that can be done with lighting in digital animation.
Yeah, when you say the hardest thing, we discovered that transformations, when like Maui transforms and other things, in hand-drawn, that's very easy. You just draw it differently and there you go. But in CG, you have to actually build a model of that transformed thing. You have to rig it. You have to do every feather when he turns into a hawk. It's very complex. So that's actually easier to do in hand-drawn. But CG, it's not. So we had to limit how often we did transformations and how much he moved when he transformed, because it made it more complicated. That we didn't realize that when we wrote, oh, he's going to change into a million different things. Well, maybe not a million, maybe fewer. Yeah. Well, we love hand-drawn animation, and we saw, you know, this world where Maui is covered in tattoos. Very early on, we thought, wouldn't it be great if the tattoos could move around? And what if we used hand-drawn animation? So we enlisted Eric Goldberg, the genius who did the genie in Aladdin, and he did Phil in Hércules, and he's one of the greatest of hand-drawn animators. And we said, can you bring these tattoos to life? And in particular, as we storyboarded the movie, I think this character of Mini Maui emerged, who was really sort of his Jiminy Cricket, his alter ego. We really put it to Eric, you know, can you bring that character pantomime to life? And it was fun because he got to work with the CG animators. Many of them were young animators who had grown up on Aladdin, and there was this chance for them to work with the great Eric Goldberg, and so it was very much a collaborative thing. So it was a very fun process throughout the movie.
Yeah. Most of the animators on the film we had never worked with before, because most of the animators were CG animators. But as John said also, that most of them were very young. A lot of them grew up watching movies like The Little Mermaid and Aladdin.
And like you did, yes.
So that was kind of cool in a sense that to work with all these young people that were so excited, and in terms of doing a kind of Disney musical, I think they really had a lot of fun, and it was fun for us to kind of work with those kids.
Yeah, we don't really own the rights ourselves to Little Mermaid, but we have heard they are intending to do a live-action version, and actually we're excited because Lin-Manuel Miranda, who did the music on this movie, is going to work on it with Alan Menken, and you know, Howard Ashman, who was such a big part of the first one, had died, and you really need someone in his role, and Lin is really brilliant with witty lyrics and heartfelt songs, so that seems like a very positive thing for Lin to be involved.
Yeah. I think they're planning Aladdin as well, but for us, I think we feel like we sort of made those movies, and we were happy with the movies that we made. I think we feel like it's not for us to remake them in live action. It's for others, I think, to take them to their next
home
form. Or
well, with the ocean, that was based on our research when we went to the Pacific, because people there talked about the ocean as if it were alive, and the sailor angel we went sailing with, he petted the ocean. He said, "You got to speak gently to this ocean," and he treated it like it was a living thing. So when we came back from our research trip 5 years ago, we said we have to make the ocean a character, but we don't know how. So we put it in the hands of, first it was storyboarded by Chris Williams, did a fabulous job on that toddler Vaiana meeting the ocean. That became a test scene to see how can you communicate the ideas of feelings and emotions, and character animators worked with effects animators, and so you had both the performance of a character and all the refractions and reflections and bubbles and splashes, and they didn't know quite how it would combine, but we found a way through testing that to make that work.
I think pantomime characters are very fun to do in animation. The ocean is a little bit, in some ways, like the carpet in Aladdin, in the sense that it doesn't have a face and doesn't have a voice, but you know what it's thinking and feeling through its actions. And Mini Maui also is a little mime. Yeah. It was a way of showing we thought of him as Maui's alter ego, his conscience in a way. And it's almost the softer side of Maui when Maui is doing some things that might not be too sympathetic. We realize from his mini Maui that he does have a conscience, and that there's a little alternate sort of thing questioning some of those things. I think it makes us like Maui.
And we've always liked pantomime characters in Disney animation. Dopey and the Seven Dwarfs and Dumbo. They didn't speak, but you really felt their emotions, and that's something animation does so well. And it brings you into the story. If you can connect with somebody who's pantomime, just like the silent film comedians or that sort of thing, it really pulls you into the movie, I think.
Pantomime characters tend to translate well around the
internationally,
world.
¡Vaiana! ¡Yo te cubro! ¡Es la hora de Maui! ¿En serio? ¿Un dardo sedante en la nalga?